At this point, I am convinced that the director of Morbius is trying to save his career by showing that Sony had no idea what they were doing and were outright just out to sabotage him and themselves. Because the further we get away from Morbius, the more we learn that nobody knew what was going on, especially the people working on Morbius. I mean, just wait for this one. So recently, the director of Morbius sat down with Uproxx and he gave all sorts of updates in regards to everything that went on with Morbius. Some very interesting, some eye-opening, some very confusing. This one being a mixture of everything and a giant WTF. So without going through everything, because there is a lot, because he talks a lot about it, one of the things that he's asked about is Morbius and how they decided that they were going to bring in the Vulture, and of course why the Vulture scenes were cut, because we see them all throughout those trailers, but then of course, right there when Spider-Man No Way Home hit, they went for reshoots. Michael Keaton confirmed this. Then all the original scenes were scrapped, and the post-credit and mid-credit scenes were kept in. Well, Daniel Espinazo, the director of Morbius, reveals why. They had no idea what was going on with Spider-Man, and they had no idea what was going on with No Way Home or the MCU. So they shot those scenes with Vulture, with Michael Keaton, because, well, that's it. They just thought that they were in the MCU. They're like, we're doing this is our thing, we got Michael Keaton, okay, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna have all these Easter eggs. And then when they saw Spider-Man No Way Home, he reveals, boy, that doesn't match up, we gotta scratch all that. Just scratch all that from the film, we're just gonna go back for reshoots and make sure that this thing looks kind of like the special effect that they use in the other films. And then we're just gonna put Vulture in this. And now he just exists here, because clearly we're not over there. So nobody told them. He even says he didn't even know what the transportation would look like, what the effect looked like, or anything. They just kind of had to go and do their own thing. And then finally, once they saw the film, they knew what was going on, and that's when Sony ordered reshoots. Again, this just tells you how out of touch and out of the loop everybody was. Where they revealed that they didn't even know anything that was going on with Spider-Man, and Feige barely acknowledged anybody from Sony other than what they needed to, which was, hey, this whole Venom thing, fine, we'll do that for you, but you better remove all mentions of the MCU and anything you're doing from Morbius, so chop up the film. This is just amazing. This is going to end up being one of those things that has, like, years from now, a huge, how in the world did this thing get made? And everything that happened is just going to be put out in the open, and we're all just going to look at it and go, yeah, all right, that makes sense. It truly is another Ghost Rider and Fantastic Four scenario. Just amazing.